This is Unit 3, Day 2, Part 2. I kind of just ran out of time here. One thing I wanted to fix real quick, the end of that first part of that Day 2 video, I read this answer wrong. So we said we divided out a 5, and we were left with x squared minus 4. And then I talked about you recognizing that this is a DPS left over. So I told you to carry 5 for the ride, and you have 2 sets of parentheses. One's always a plus, one's always a minus. But then I misspoke when I said the square root of x squared is x, and then the square root of 4 is 2. So it's x plus 2, x minus 2. I believe in the last video I said x squared plus 2 and x squared minus 2. But just realize the square root of x squared is just a single x. All right, continuing on here with Part C. We're almost done. You have to factor out what does 40 and 25 both have in common. Okay, so 40 and 25, you could both factor out a 10 from each of those. So when I divide out a 10 from each of them, I'm left with 4 minus 25x squared. Okay? So another DPS left in parentheses. So carry along the 10. I have 2 sets of parentheses. One's always a plus, one's always a minus because these are conjugates. And then I have to take the square root of each of my parts here. Okay? So the square root of 4 is 2, leaving 2 in front. And the square root of 25x squared is going to be 5x. So I get the conjugate pair of 10 on the outside times 2 plus 5x, 2 minus 5x. And again, guys, if you have 2 minus 5x is the first binomial and 2 plus 5x is the second binomial, it's okay. All right, last one here, Part D. I can divide a 3 and an x out of both. Be careful. You got to take the 3 out and the x. So my visual learners, I'm going to divide each of those out by 3x. I'm left with x squared minus 16. There's a nice little easy DPS. So keep the 3x and 2 sets of parentheses, one's plus, one's minus. The square root of x squared is x. The square root of 16 is 4. Okay?